Hey there everyone, this is Joe in General, your resident reason and evidence enthusiast. It is Sunday the 7th of January 2018. Yes, Happy New Year to all. This is my very first video for 2018. It's been a couple of weeks, maybe 2 to 3 weeks since I've done a video. I've been very busy, taken some time off from the videos, been busy with the wedding and corporate season. As you know, I'm a vocalist in a band. It's my band. We do weddings and corporate events, etc. Very busy time. Did a very large New Year's Eve gig as well. That was a lot of fun, but now I'm back. There's some other stuff going on in the Joe in General household, which I think the thumbnail to this video will give you a clear indication as to what that is, but I'll talk about that in a second. So this video is, I guess, a welcome to 2018, quick channel update, talk about that special news, and also to give you guys some general cryptocurrency advice for 2018. Now, I think this will be video number 1 of possibly 3 or 4 that I might upload within the next 24 to 48 hours, because what I want to do is also go through a lot of the different charts for many of the different coins. So I'll be doing a large upload, maybe 3 or 4 cryptos per video, and talking about each one of them, because we have seen since the start of this year already massive gains in a lot of the coins. So I do want to do some analysis of a few key ones, but very quickly, what I want to talk about is that news, of course. The thumbnail, I think, is going to give it away, so let's just reveal it. I am going to be a dad. Woohoo! First time dad. So we are pregnant. Well, I'm not pregnant, but my partner is pregnant. 13 weeks along. And this is the little guy or girl right here. Part of it's food baby. We had just gone out and enjoyed a meal. So part of it's food baby, but part of it's actual baby as well. So I'm going to be a dad, and we are due in July of this year, around mid-July roughly. So, I mean, all I can say at the moment is I'm very excited, and adding this to what I think and what you think, I'm sure, and what many others think about what's going to happen with the cryptos this year. Oh man, 2018 is going to be, I think, one of, if not the biggest year of my entire life. Again, in terms of being a father for the first time, but also in terms of the cryptos and where the prices are going to go, and the amount of wealth that it's going to create a lot of people in this crypto space. So a very, very large year it's going to be. So that's the first bit of news. I am going to be a dad, so I'm very, very happy about that. I'll quickly do a channel update as well, and then I'll get on to that general crypto advice for 2018. I started my channel many years ago. I mean, I created this channel. It wasn't called Joe in General. It was called something else. And I started it, I think it was 2006. And it was just me uploading videos of me singing songs. These are some of the very first videos that I ever uploaded. As you can see, that's 7 years ago. I actually did more, but I've sort of made some of them private. But this is the very first public one on my channel. That's from 7 years ago. But I've had the channel for longer than 7 years. And then it was a couple of years ago, a few years ago, I started being a sports shooter. I'm a registered firearm owner. And I own a handgun, and I do regular competitions per month. So I was adding some videos of me doing, some of the shooting competition stuff, point of view camera on the underside of my baseball cap, so you get a pretty good view of what I'm looking at. And then I was just casually uploading some stuff, kind of political, kind of right-leaning-ish voluntarism sort of stuff when the US election was happening, and before the election, and during, of course, I mean during the candidacy, the run for the presidency, all that. I was talking about that a bit, uploading clips of other people talking about the US presidency and sort of right-leaning sort of stuff. And then at the start of last year, and I only had about 50 to 100 subscribers at the start of last year, and then I really started to push it hard. I did some videos on breaking news, started doing that. I don't really do that much anymore at all, but there was an attack which unfortunately occurred in Melbourne, where I'm from, in January of last year, and I was sort of doing a few videos on that, what was going on with that. But my very first Bitcoin video was 10 months ago. It was roughly January, February time. And my very first crypto video was a Bitcoin price prediction for 2017 with technical analysis. The prediction, the price prediction in this video was nowhere near where we actually ended up at. It was very, very, very low ball. And I didn't even think at that time that we would see, where we hit, $20,000 US roughly. But I think this is an interesting indication of where the price may go in 2018. I think even our sort of low ball estimates, our minimum estimates where we think Bitcoin is going to go to by the end of 2018, I think just like this video here, it's going to pale in comparison to where the price actually goes. But that's just my opinion, of course. So started really pushing the channel. I was doing a video once every couple of weeks roughly, but then I really started to push it harder, at least once a week, sometimes twice, sometimes 3 times a week. And in this 1 year period, roughly, I think it's been almost to the day, really, I've increased my subscriber base from between 50 to 100 subscribers to 7,834. So I want to give you a big thank you to all of you who have come on board in the last year. Of course, it's going to very much mainly be to do with all the crypto stuff. I'm not going to pretend like you're coming to see my firearm shooting videos or my sort of political right-leaning kind of stuff as well. But, hopefully you find that of use as well. And I do plan to do hopefully more of that kind of stuff, not just the cryptos this year. But moving forward this year, I really want to set myself a goal to upload a minimum of 3 times a week. So I'm putting that out there now. My goal is to upload minimum 3 times per week because I've got a lot of stuff to talk about now. There's so many different coins that I need to talk about, need to do analysis of, etc. So this video right now is probably going to be video 1 of maybe 3 or 4 that will be uploaded in the next 24 to 48, 72 hours roughly, because we've seen such massive rises in certain cryptos since the start of this year that it warrants a few separate videos talking about maybe 3 or 4 of the cryptos per video. So I want to talk about almost all of these in my watch list. Not all, but quite a few of the key ones. So I've got a lot to go through in the next 24 to 48 hours. But again, this is just a channel update letting you know about the old pregnancy news. And the last thing I want to talk about is some general cryptocurrency advice for 2018. As I said before, this is going to be a huge, huge year. You have no idea. I think even, as I said before, I think the prices where we think things are going to go are probably going to be low balls as to where they are actually going to go. But I mean, take a look at coinmarketcap.com. The increases that we've seen in certain coins in the last couple of weeks has been ridiculous. So here's my general advice for 2018. It's not general, it's more specific. What you should be doing right now is you should be planning for success. Some of you out there, some of us, some of you are going to become millionaires by the end of this year. Some of you are going to become multi-millionaires on paper, unrealized gains because you haven't sold out for fiat currency, but you're going to be paper millionaires. Paper multi-millionaires. Some of you are going to be billionaires, but I think most of you probably multi-millionaires. So what you need to do right now this month is you need to start planning for success. And the very first thing you need to do is you need to go to Google or somewhere else and you need to type in cryptocurrency taxation and then your country. Okay, you need to know what you need to do in order to be paying your taxes. I have my own personal view on taxation because I am a voluntarist, so you can kind of understand my view on taxation. But nevertheless, I have to pay my taxes. I have to do it. It's legal, and I do pay my taxes. I legally pay all the taxes that I have to pay. Of course, I try and minimize my tax. That's, you should be also doing your due diligence and trying to minimize your tax as much as possible in the legal manners. But because of this whole crypto thing, you need to find the information about cryptocurrency taxation. Now, I live in Australia, so I did a very simple Google search, cryptocurrency taxation Australia. And for example, this is what the ATO, the Australian Tax Office, says about the treatment of cryptocurrencies in Australia, specifically Bitcoin, but they kind of lump all the other cryptos in with Bitcoin. If you're in Australia, read this. do the Cryptocurrency Taxation Australia Google search, and that should be the first one that comes up. But do it for your own country and check out what you need to know about your cryptocurrency taxation in your country. Maybe luckily you're in a country that doesn't currently have taxation on cryptocurrencies. Well, more power to you, and I'm very jealous. However, do your own due diligence. So the second thing you need to do, if you are in a country which does have specific cryptocurrency taxation laws in place already, I would highly suggest you do another Google search and type in cryptocurrency accountant and your country. Okay, you need to find someone who is a professional who knows a lot more about cryptocurrency taxation than you do, and very likely they're going to be one of only a handful of accountants in your country that actually know much, if anything at all, about cryptocurrency taxation. So find a really good accountant in your own country, because you need to plan for success. If you're going to be a multi-millionaire by the end of 2018, you need to have all your ducks in a row now. So, for example, and I'm going to give a shout out to a particular cryptocurrency accountant who I came across in the last couple of months. Now, this is Australia specific, and I haven't told the guy that I'm going to give him a plug, but I'm going to give him a plug right now. The guy's name is Drew Flaum. I think that's how I pronounce his last name. Actually had a really good conversation with him on the phone a couple of months ago, because I'm trying to get all my ducks in a row. I'm going to pay my taxes, of course. I'm going to do everything I can to minimize my taxes legally, of course. But I needed to speak to someone who knew at least more than I did about cryptocurrency taxation. Now, this gentleman here, Drew, he wrote an article in August last year. I'm saying last year now, so only a few months ago, about the taxation of Bitcoin in Australia. And then after that, he wrote a subsequent one in October, Shifting Crypto, Australian Tax Implications on Crypto to Crypto Trading. So if you're in Australia, I'd highly recommend you go to munros.com.au, or maybe just type in, again, Cryptocurrency Accountant Australia, and I think it's the third one down. It should be roughly this one and this one. And at the bottom of this, after he sort of talks about what he's talking about, he suggests, or he says, you're welcome to give him a call or send him an email. So what I did is I sent him an email, drew@munros.com.au, and I said, hey, I'm trying to plan for success for this year and coming year. Can we have a conversation on the phone? We organized the time to have a conversation. We had a great long conversation, very fruitful. He's a great guy. I would highly suggest you get in contact with Drew. Don't flood him with calls and questions and all that. Don't spam the guy. But I would highly suggest you look at Munros as being your cryptocurrency taxation expert, and specifically Drew. So maybe start with sending him an email and saying, hey, I watched the Joe in General video where he gave you a shout out, and can we have a chat? Maybe start like that. Don't just bombard the guy with questions. Let him get back to you in his own time, because as I spoke to him on the phone, he's really busy now, because he seems to be one of the only people that are putting forth the fact that they know a bit about taxation to do with cryptocurrencies. So check out and contact maybe Drew Flaum from munros.com.au. So that's the two things. This is all based on tax. You've got to get your taxation in order. You've got to get your ducks in a row. You've got to plan for success and find a good cryptocurrency accountant in your country. General other cryptocurrency advice. What would I say? Look, this one's to the newbies. Okay, if you're getting in for the first time, if you're watching this video for the first time, you're not really in the cryptos yet. You're thinking about getting in, or you've just gotten in. I've said this before in other videos. When you see the price having large dips, like a 42% retracement, do not panic, okay? Cryptos in general, not all, will be going up throughout 2018. It's like what Cliff High said. I think it's, rising tide raises all boats, okay? So the entire cryptocurrency market cap, the entire cryptocurrency market will be heading higher. So most of them will go on the journey as well. But when you see 20% dips, 40% dips, and that, don't panic, okay? Just ride that wave and consider buying more. Now, that's not financial advice, of course, but just don't panic and that, you think you've lost all your money. you haven't lost all your money. So just ride that wave. Maybe just hold, hodl, as they say, hold on for dear life. Buy some of the top cryptos, some in maybe the ones in the top 10. If you stick to the ones in the top 10, top 20, you're probably on a really good bet. Okay. Specifically, if I was buying for the first time, what would I be looking at buying right now? If I was buying for the first time, well, of course, you want, some core Bitcoin, and you want most definitely some core Litecoin. Moving on from there, personally, again, this is not financial advice. This is what I would do. Again, if I had my time over, I would be buying some EOS, look into EOS, and most definitely, and it's not in the top 10 or 20 yet, but it will be, which is Populous. I've talked about Populous before. I've done a number of videos on Populous. The beta version of the website is about to be released this month. So what you may see, and it may not happen, but what you may see is a steady ramping up in the price as the towards the end of January happens. And when the beta is released, you may see the price double or triple not long after that. Now, that's assuming that the beta website works fine. Maybe there's a couple of bugs, but you have to expect that with beta websites. But as long as there's no major screw up, you're going to see a large increase in the price of Populous. Again, just do your research. Google, YouTube search Populous cryptocurrency. You'll see a bunch of videos from different YouTubers, including myself. I think that is, as others have suggested as well, and I agree, I think it's the number one alternative coin for 2018. So Bitcoin's your number one because you've got to have a core amount in Bitcoin. Populous is next, and then you've got your Litecoin and your EOS and many of the others. Of course, you definitely want to get some Ethereum as well, but do your research into what these coins are, what they do, what their use case is, etc. So I think I'll leave it at that, gang. That's my general crypto advice. I've talked about the fact that I'm gonna be a dad. Oh man, this is gonna be the most crazy 2018, the craziest year I think of my entire life, as I said before, being a new dad and where these cryptos are going to go. So it's a really exciting time. So I'm going to get onto doing some analyses of, let me close that, doing some analyses of some of these major coins, which we've seen some very large price rises in. I'll try and get those out within the next 24 to 48 hours, given my time schedule and the fact that I'm taking care of a 13-week pregnant beautiful lady. So that's it, gang. Hit the big red subscribe button there if you want to join the family. Thanks, gang. Stay safe, stay informed. Speak soon.